Welcome back. Today I'm going to just do something a little simpler, and we're going to tattoo some fake skin that I have right there in the camera view. And my little stencil of choice is gonna be, I probably should have looked up what this is, but it's like a little flying cricket type insect. I don't really have a specific name for this guy, but I do like that he's got some detailing. This is a little more detailed than I normally put out there for myself, so I'm gonna try and see how this guy turns out. So in a sense it's simpler. I'm not going to tattoo myself or anyone else, but also I'm still challenging myself a bit. I'm going to spray this with just a little alcohol so we can put our stencil stuff down. I'm actually really dragging today because yesterday was the time change, and my alarm went off this morning at 6 a.m. I know we're all dealing with this, so that's why I thought it would bring it up, but I woke up to my alarm at 6 a.m. and it was pitch black outside. So I waited till my next alarm, which goes off at 6:10. Then I have another alarm at 6:20, 6:30. And so I let all those go off. And by the way, are you an alarm person like that? Do you set 5 million alarms minutes apart, or do you set one solid alarm and you get out of bed? Let me know. But anyway, my alarm goes off at 6:30, and at 6:30 I'm like, okay, I can do 10 more minutes. So I got up at no, I'm sorry, it went off at 6:40 is what I meant to say, and then at 6:40 I hit it for 5 more minutes. So for 45 minutes I just snoozed alarms, and I have not fully woken up today. I just don't know. I'm blaming it on the time change. But in reference to that, that's why I'm just gonna kind of like take it easy with tattooing today and fool around on the fake skin. I'm gonna lay this little guy and let him dry fully before I start to tattoo him. So this is just the first step. And hopefully I laid all his little details. That I'll have to do, and I am just like messing around. But not my favorite. I can just maybe pencil some of that in, or mark some of that in as I go once he's fully dried. I'm not going to mess with him right now. Just kind of wiping away this extra. And then when he's fully dry on here, so I don't smear him, I'll come back and we'll get him started. Okay, I think he's pretty much dry on there, but I did come across, looking through for the original of this guy, so I could reference it. I did find, which I'm a little disappointed, I found my little butterfly I did on a previous video, and I should have, stuck this little guy on there and just made a whole sheet of insects, but that is what will happen. So like if I need to do maybe not a filler video, but just a more, easygoing video for the rest of this month, I'm gonna just add little insects to these and try to fill these little fake skins, because I have a lot of stencils printed out from this paper. And so, like, for reference, this little guy is right there. And I've done, these were actually the spiders that I did for my husband and I. And then, yeah, so see, I could just put, I think I have a few beads from here. I can't remember where I've actually pulled my beads from, but we'll try to do that on some of the like down days. I'm just going to call them down days because I'm not going to be tattooing like a person. So I like I said, I wish I would have found this guy first to put these all together, but we'll just do a couple sheets of them. It'll just give me more and more practice. Especially with like the fine lines, and it is shading, I guess, in a sense, but it's just different from what I, you know, ordinarily do. So this guy is that guy. Now we need to make this guy look like that guy. So that's kind of the challenge here is, can I do that? I can do that. We're just gonna get started. I'm, for reference too, because I get some questions about this and I'm so bad about it, but I'm using a 5-round liner. I don't know if I've ever used more than a 7-round liner. I do prefer the fine line look. So I have most sizes, but I always steer towards 3, 5, 7, 9. I used I didn't really reference this, but I used the Stencil stuff to lay him. And then this is my current ink that I'm using, which I ordered this on Amazon for, I really think it was like $7. I have no complaints about it. It's so far so good. So now let's get started. I always forget that part. Yeah, when I started learning about tattooing, I was so confused about the needles. I just could not for the life of me understand why there were so many sizes, so many different letters. Like, a lot of them have the lettering, you know. And that was my first kind of thing that happened, where I was like, oh, I don't know if I can do this because I don't even understand what needle to use. But a lot of it is a preference. It really is. So, you know, just do the research and see what works best for you. It's the same as, you know, when you're painting and some people like this brush and some people like that brush. Well, that's kind of the same with the needles. Or like your style is this, so you use, you know, a certain type or a certain size. Like, I prefer working with fine lines. Some people love thick, bold lines. So I don't really, from my understanding, I don't really know if there's a right or a wrong. This guy is so cute. I really like him. I don't think I would tattoo him on me, but I do. I don't really have enough ink in here. I need to put some more. I keep feeling like I'm gonna hit the bottom of the cup. Okay, and there we go. Yeah, I don't know if I would tattoo this guy on me, only because I'm not sure what he is. If anybody knows what he is, let me know. I just know he's cute. He's a cute guy. I'm pretty much more referencing this photo at this point. Another thing, I don't know if I've said this. I've probably said a lot of the same things because these are just a lot of the same issues I come up with, you know, for myself, is that, and maybe someone has advice on this, honestly, because sometimes I look at a stencil and I get so confused. I see all the little line work and the like extra I guess almost like color deposit, and I am like, I know that's supposed to be helpful, you know, that's why you lay the stencil, but I always get overwhelmed, like I don't know what I'm tattooing, which is in return why I steer away from the shadows, the shading, like the little intricate line work, because I just get scared. And see, like I have no reference right here, so basically this guy, let's just make sure we drop these in the same areas. So I do love referencing the actual work because that I can understand. This is like gibberish to me, but maybe someone else feels differently. Maybe that's, I don't know, maybe everyone loves the, like, have you ever seen those videos where they do a portrait or something and they lay it down and it looks like, what in the world just happened? And then they do that, you know, work and they wipe it away and you're like, oh my goodness, that was insane. My brain, no. And maybe that's, obviously you can do that. I'm assuming that takes a ton of practice. And most people, you know, some people are just talented. They just wake up, they start tattooing, and they just know what they're doing. In all honesty, some people are just gifted like that. But I don't do that art in my own life. You know what I mean? Like, I don't do realistic portraits. So there's no way I'm able to just like lay a stencil with 9,000 little tiny chunks in it and then turn it into a masterpiece. I just don't know about that. But thank goodness there's people that can do that. Oh, guess what? I'm out of frame. I mean, don't be too surprised. I forget to look at the camera because I just start talking and... See, if I was tattooing this on myself, like right here, this outline, good. I'm done. I don't need all the little details, but we're gonna try. This guy is so cute. Like, look at his little tiny legs. Adorable. Okay. This little leg is looking a tiny bit wild, but that's okay. Could be worse. Give him this little... So ultimately, see, this is how my brain works. So right here, these are just sectioned, okay? So this section needs a little bit of shading. This section here is actually 2 sections. So you would do the little squiggly guy. Oh, see, he's got a squiggle down the middle. That's how I have to look at stuff, which I'm assuming most people would need to look at stuff like that. But let's, so about mid-wing, he's got this little wiggly guy. Then we do another little wiggly guy. Okay, now this is what I'm saying. Do you look at the difference? So here you can clearly see all of the line work, and then which, by the way, this is 100% on me because I laid the stencil and it was all smeary, so I could have clearly laid it again. I had way too much stencil stuff on it, so it'll just like make it bleed out. So I don't really think it had anything to do with the stencil, it was myself, but if I was doing this on a person, I would never be able to read this without a reference. So then, yeah, we're just gonna just carry it down. These are just little fun, like unserious things I can mess with. Oh, I know what I wanted to say, and maybe somebody has advice on this, but I want to get a fake arm or the fake, I think they have arms. Oh, they have just hands. I think I want to invest in one of those and see if I can just do like a sleeve on it or something fun. I'm scared to wipe this. If you guys saw my last fake skin one, oh my goodness. You don't wipe, apparently, or maybe you do, or I still don't know. I just don't know, see? You're supposed to use Vaseline. I have no clue. Okay, this guy's looking wild. Oh my gosh. Okay, we're gonna... Oh no, we're gonna leave that guy alone. Okay, I know what I was saying. This is for another time. We're gonna ignore that right now because no thanks. Let's do his little squiggly booty. And then we're just gonna add a few little lines. But what I was saying is I kind of want to get one of those fake arms. Oh, maybe they have feet. I've seen some feet ones, which are actually hysterical if you read about them on the internet, like the fake feet and stuff. But, I don't know. I think that would be like a cool series, just adding different tattoos to it. Perhaps in like different styles so that I could get more practice in that sense. I'm not gonna lie, I don't like the fake skin at all. I've said this, I think, in every video I've done a fake skin tattoo on, but I think it's just because this just feels like foreign since I have actually tattooed on a body. And so maybe if I got something that resembled that, I would be more able to practice in that manner. And I just wonder if it's different with a fake limb or something. So let me know, has anybody used one of those? Is it worth the investment? Are they just as, I assume they're probably just as messy and crazy as these, you know, these fake skins, but I also, okay, so also look at this, and maybe I'm insane. Let's ignore the little smeary. Can we, should I even mess with this? Hang on, I have a Q-tip. I have Q-tips. Let me see if I can clean this up. For the life of me, oops, sorry, I just hit the camera. For the life of me, I don't know why I would try to wipe that. Like, I don't know what was about to happen. And from what I read, it's supposed to be, you know, petroleum jelly that takes this away, right? But for me, I just... Okay, it's supposed to be petroleum jelly. So for me, I'm saying for me, like this doesn't happen to other people. What I'm trying to say is, with my experience, I don't know what this is doing. Like, I can't get anything to wipe up, and it looks horrific. So if there's a way to make it look unhorrific, and there's a different method, okay, that's a little cleaner, but see, it's like, I don't know. Oh, but what I was gonna say before the petroleum jelly rant is, this is where what happens, and I know this is how tattooing works. So this guy looks so like light and clean and just like a different style, right? And then I put him on the paper, or I put him on the skin, and now look at him. Doesn't he look darker? This sounds like insanity, but it's like, and is this just because of the artist is what I'm trying to say. So did I turn him into like a stylized version of how I do art? Or does this just suck? Like, I don't know what I'm looking at sometimes. You know what I mean? I feel like I overanalyze it. But I mean, clearly there's a difference there. And is that because it's tattooed and that's because it's drawn out? Should this, I see people take this image, right? And it looks identical here. So somewhere in there, mine gets darkened up. And that may be because of the needle, the style, I don't know. But that's why I feel so much pressure when it comes to like the shading, because I can do the outline, right? And it looks like the picture. But then I start adding in the shading and stuff, and it almost becomes my style. And I don't think that's what everybody's looking for when they come, or when they want a tattoo. I guess this cleaned up okay. It's a little cleaner. But, yeah, I don't even know if anybody can really, like, understand what I'm sitting here ranting about, because in my brain it's making sense, but I don't know if that's what people are looking for, basically. Like, if I were to become a tattoo artist, which I don't see that actually happening, but it's like they want the picture, you know, and somehow I always transform it into some odd little darkness. I don't know. Yeah, this actually pretty, Q-tip works pretty good. I mean, it's not 100% cleaned, but that sure did shape it up pretty good. I mean, I'm not as mad about that. Oh gosh, I'm doing it again. It's because the towel's dirty. Like, hello. Okay, let's just stop while we're ahead. And leave this little guy to be. There we go. Okay, what do we think? Is he the cutest? Is this is this guy just like, did he just turn too dark? I don't know. Just leave comments, give me any advice that you have. I appreciate it. Good or bad. I'm honestly open to just, if you don't like it, I just want to know. Just say it. You're not going to hurt my feelings. I really want to know, like, would you come in and get this tattooed on you? Or would you just be like, this is not for me. No. Okay, so I'm just going to quit rambling. And if you made it to the end, I always want to thank you for that. It means more than you'll ever know if you're actually watching these videos. I cannot thank you enough. And I will see you on tomorrow's video. Bye.